Heroes of the Storm fucking sucks, and let me tell you why. Firstly, I suppose I should say that I have played this game for a while, enough to get a good grasp of the issues. No, I haven't played Ranked, but if you think you have to play Ranked for a game to be good, then it's a shit game. Simple as that. So, to begin, let's have a little chat about what the game looks like. We can see in classic Blizzard fashion, they've made a game that manages to make Diablo, the Lord of Terror, as well as the main antagonist of the Diablo game series, look like a chubby Pokemon. I don't know why Blizzard feels the need to make all their character models look like shiny blocks of colour, but in Heroes, they took it to the next level. Thank God they decided to take the heroes from other games, or they might have been forced to come up with a good character design for once. And speaking of using their own properties, I feel like it will only hinder them in the future that they have to take new hero ideas from pre-existing franchises. While there is nothing wrong with games built around fan service, Smash Bros, for example, does this extremely well. I'm not really sure that Blizzard has enough really famous characters to make this endeavour worthwhile. Sure, their terrible games are fairly popular, but while Smash Bros has Mario, Sonic and Pikachu, characters that nearly everyone in the world knows, not just people who've played their games, Heroes of the Storm has such famous characters of Malfurion and Jaina, who are now most famous for being in a free-to-play card game. Yeah, Hearthstone, a classic Blizzard game in every respect, as in a complete dumbing down of the genre that it borrows from, a path which they follow carefully again in Heroes of the Storm. While there is nothing wrong with making your game different, or even easier than your competitors, Blizzard took it too far with this watered down mess of a non-game. They clearly wanted it to be less mechanically intensive than other MOBAs, and in doing so removed any strategy, tactics, or fun. Let's start with the most heinous crime they committed, the complete lack of individuality. While pushing for a friendly, team-based game, they created a game where no single player can have an impact or feel any personal achievement at all. Everyone on a team levels together, meaning bad players bring the rest of the team down with them. There is no advantage to last hitting creeps, no advantage to getting a kill other than being remotely involved. A player can't get fed and carry. I assume that's not allowed, because it could make everyone else sad. This, coupled with the quick match times, mean there's little reason to give a shit about the game at all. And with all things considered, I think it is the desire for short games that has made this title the mess that it is. Item builds, a core of the genre and an integral part of the strategy of similar games, are gone here. Other things like multiple damage types, which forces players to build differently each game depending on who they are facing. Yes, I understand this is replicated in the simplistic ability system, but they are hardly comparable. In other games you can customise your build path however you like. If you want to build full tank in one game you can. If you want to build lifesteal in another, you can. But in Blizzard's masterpiece, a hero must always be played as the developers intended. Telling you how to play the game is apparently something that Blizzard are big fans of, as well as shielding you from anything that might hurt your feelings. Taunting your enemies, legitimate tactic for lowering morale and making them tilt, is a thing of the past, as the almighty devs removed cross-team chat. But it's fine, more time to chat shit to your own team I suppose, except there's no post-game lobby either, so your complaints or commendations will fall on deaf ears. Talking of games ending, why on earth are we not allowed to surrender? Of course the games are shorter, but this only means you can see how the match will turn out much earlier. The actual reason is of course that the choice to surrender might make some players a bit sad, so it has to be removed. Just more Blizzard pandering to babies who decide to play an online game with other real people, but can't take said people possibly talking shit. But that's a rant for another day. Keeping on the topic of feelings, one of Heroes' major issues is how it feels, or should I say how it doesn't feel, of anything. Most abilities don't feel powerful, they deal an arbitrary amount of damage with no weight behind it. The turrets don't feel powerful either. Who thought it would be a fun idea to make them have limited shots? There are even abilities that can make them stop shooting or lose shots faster. They're an absolute joke and may as well not be there, especially as they are never the main objective of the map. And Jesus Christ, the objectives, aren't they fucking fun? They do their absolute best to make their game shorter, but then bring the entire match to a standstill while both teams fight over a glorified jungle camp. The game is then stalled further while the losing team cleans up, even though that usually doesn't matter as the reward for the objective is either useless or overpowered. In the end, the team who stops what they're doing and brings the most people over will always win. You might as well force everyone to teleport to it at that point, since they like taking the choice out of the player's hand so much. And when you inevitably die in the ensuing battle, you are greeted with a minute-long respawn timer. A minute in a 20-minute game. That's appalling. If you die even twice late game, you've had nothing to do for a good tenth of the match. You can't check a store for items and build paths, because there isn't one. You can't even talk to the enemy team, because that's not allowed. So you have to sit there. And what a good summary of the game that is. You have no choice in anything, so why not just sit there and not play? It's basically the fucking same. As much as I've berated them for the short match time is leading to shitty design choices, I'm also glad they're short, so I have to spend less time in their shitty maps, with their shitty objectives, playing their shitty champions, having no choice in anything, and feeling nothing. And a game that makes you feel nothing is a fucking failure. Simple as that. Also, why the fuck are there mounts? The maps are small as shit anyway. There's no advantage turning up to something early when most people can reach you in 10 seconds max.